The Outer Worlds is considered as a spiritual sequel to Fallout 4, but quality-wise it's New Vegas' sequel. The humor, the great RPG elements, choices that have depth are some of the things that these two games have in common. Fallout New Vegas came out in a time where great games were coming out left and right. Even then it managed to stand out and be remembered for a decade. New Vegas released in Bethesda's peak. This and Skyrim are the last two games made by Bethesda that are universally loved. Skyrim looked great and had amazing gameplay, so it's fair to call it a masterpiece. But what made New Vegas feel special? It wasn't the prettiest game even then, the gameplay was awkward at times, so why is it such a big deal? Well, I think it's because of the branching storylines and top-notch role-playing mechanics. This game also had a somewhat iconic setting. New Vegas is a joy to explore. The wastelands are so beautiful. I almost always find post-apocalyptic worlds to be very pretty. The signature green tent adds so much to the appeal. I was so disappointed when they took it off for Fallout 4. The Outer Worlds came out in 2019. It wasn't a much anticipated game. It flew under the radar up until its release and even a couple of weeks after that. But then the game was hailed as a Fallout game done right. The first playthrough I thought the game was good, but the next two playthroughs made me fall in love with this game. There are so many great choices that you can totally miss. You will need to play the game at least twice to experience most of the things it has to offer. The game is set in the Halcyon system. It isn't an open world, but it's a hub-based game with small areas to explore. Any interaction between anyone in the game world here is amusing or interesting or downright hilarious. I would say even watching playthroughs of this game online will be worth it, just because of these conversations. On the gameplay side of things, Fallout New Vegas isn't all that great. When you're outdoors, you will encounter very few problems, but anytime you're navigating through a building, especially combat indoors, can feel very awkward. But the game shines at exploration. Running around the map is always engaging. The game does give you that feeling of suspense. You never really know what you will find. Loot or enemies that are overpowered or side quests that are as good as the main stuff. Gunplay is nothing special, but it's good enough to carry all the other aspects of the game. The Outer Worlds is surprisingly fluid in every gameplay aspect. Combat is always flowing really well and you will rarely find any hitches. Exploration isn't as exciting as New Vegas due to the lack of a true open world. The game is at its best when you're going through an enemy camp, talking to other characters and experiencing the really fun combat system. The ability to kill anyone in the game world was great. The way the story unfolds depending on your actions is truly amazing. The variety in guns is almost similar to Borderlands 3. Every gun feels different and is useful in specific situations. This makes every gun feel important. If I have to pick one game, I will probably take at least a month to decide. The Outer Worlds is the better game objectively, but Fallout New Vegas has a charm that most people who have played the game have experienced. If you just want a great RPG, you can pick either of them and you won't go wrong. If you want a true open world, go with New Vegas. If your priority is combat, then you should definitely go with the Outer Worlds. It has the better combat system by a mile. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more similar content. Thank you and have a great day.